Welcome to day 4 of the 1K per day challenge. Today we're going to be building your foundation. So the first thing you're going to need is hosting, and honestly, it doesn't really matter who you have for hosting, as long as they can give you some kind of an optimized WordPress server. Now, there's so many different kinds of web hosts out there, and it's very confusing, and I'm not going to go deep into the weeds with this because you really don't need to understand a lot of what they try and tell you. However, you do want a host that's going to have some kind of an optimized WordPress server, and the best way for me to explain it is that WordPress is a very sophisticated software. A lot of stuff happens behind the scenes with WordPress, and the biggest thing is it uses databases, and every time a page from your WordPress site loads, whether it's a post or a page, doesn't matter, a bunch of different requests have to go back and forth between your server and the person who's trying to open one of the pages on your site. A regular HTML site is really just one request. It requests the page to load and it loads. WordPress, because it uses databases for a lot of different reasons, it's got to request a bunch of different things. So there's all kinds of plugins and stuff you can use. The more plugins you have, there's even more requests that get sent. So that's the reason that these optimized WordPress servers exist. So if you don't want to even do any kind of your own research or whatever, just use my recommendation. I recommend Cloudways. It's the best WordPress optimized host that I have found to date, and I have tried more than probably any normal person should ever try as far as web hosting goes. I think I even have I know I have a blog post about how I've spent over probably by now it's over $14,000 on different hosting companies, and I kind of give a review of the ones I've used and why they didn't work or whatever. But short version is Cloudways is who I recommend. I've been using them now for I think almost 2 years, and have yet to have any serious problem at all, which is very rare and unique in the hosting world to find a company like that. So because of all that, I am an affiliate, and I've got a link below this video. You can just click that link and you'll get 20% off the first 2 months at Cloudways. And that's who I recommend. So that's what I'm going to be using today as I show you how to set everything up. Next thing, I do recommend you use Cloudflare. It is free. It's another confusing thing, but it basically the short version of this is for 2 reasons to use Cloudflare: security and speed. It's really all that you need to know. I mean, there's a lot of technical stuff there. Another byproduct of using Cloudflare is it gives you one central location to manage all of your domains. If you've got domains from different places, like Namecheap and GoDaddy, I've got them in 3 or 4 different places. I've bought domains in the past, but now I can manage them all from inside of Cloudflare, and it's one place that I have to, basically one login that I have to remember. So the way it's going to work is you're going to point your domain name to Cloudflare first, which again, this is optional. You don't need to do this. You can point it from wherever you bought the domain straight to your host. That's fine, but I'm going to show you how to use Cloudflare. So I'm going to be pointing the domain I bought at Namecheap to Cloudflare, and then I'm going to be pointing the domain name from inside of Cloudflare to my web host, which is Cloudways. Then the last thing that we're going to do today is install WordPress and install the theme, the WordPress theme. If you do use Cloudways, they automatically install WordPress for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And as soon as you create the server for the site, WordPress is automatically installed on there, so that's pretty cool. And you can use your own theme for WordPress, or you can use the theme that I'm going to use, and I can give them away because they are Genesis themes, and they are in the what's called the GPL, which is like a open source license for software, and since I do own all of the themes, I can do with them whatever I want. I could sell them if I wanted to. That's how the GPL works. So you can use my theme that I'm going to use. You can install your own, or you can basically go to this site here, which is StudioPress, and if you just go to studiopress.com, click on like shop for themes. Any of the themes you find on this page, I have all of them, and I can pick one and I can give it to you for free. So the one I'm going to be using is this right here, which is Revolution Pro. It's kind of more for like a photography, that type of thing, but I think I like the blog layout the most, and that's why I'm going to be using it for my gadget site. So that, I know people are gonna because I'm giving you the option to do whatever you want with this, you're gonna waste time and try and find, spend hours trying to find one that fits you perfectly instead of just using the one I recommend. So, my advice, use the one that I'm using, because you're gonna watch me build the whole entire site using this theme. If you pick your own theme, you're going to struggle to try and make it look exactly like mine, which is never going to happen unless you use this theme. It doesn't need to look exactly like mine, and it should have the same overall components at the end of the day, meaning the stuff that I'm going to keep on the theme in this site, the stuff I'm going to end up with on the site, it's going to be there for a reason. It's not going to have stuff I don't need that the theme comes with by default. I'm just going to get rid of it. So if you pick a different theme, your theme's going to have the same problem. You're going to have a lot of stuff you don't need, and you just need to know what you do need. So I will explain more of that as we go along in the 30-day challenge here. So that's it. That's what we're going to do today. And that's the basic foundation for this, is really a WordPress blog on a safe, secure, and really, really fast server. So if you do it the way I recommend, you're going to have all of those things going for you. So I need to, let's see. I'm actually going to open an incognito window so that I already have accounts at all these places, so it kind of throws a wrench in things for me. I've got to basically pretend like I'm a new person opening an account. So I just need to log in with my other account here, the one I just created, and hope that I remember the username and password correctly. Yep, cool. So I'm in Namecheap, and I'm going to go to manage for my domain. And all we're going to do in here is change the name servers. So you're going to click on where it says basic DNS domain here, and click custom DNS. And now you're going to go to Cloudflare. And you're going to create a free account. So go to sign up. And that's another thing I need to open is my email. Okay, and now I'm going to enter my site. So this is my domain name. So I can just copy it from here, paste it in there, and then hit add site. It's going to do a little searching here. I actually got to pick a free plan. I've never paid Cloudflare a penny, which I kind of feel bad about, but they let you do most of what you need for free unless you're a big, huge corporation. So what they do is they pull up the current DNS records. You don't really need to understand what any of this is. Just hit continue. Select the method. For moving to Cloudflare, default is fine. Yeah, that was a new step that they just added. I've never seen that before. Okay, now we have the two name servers that we need to copy and paste over to Namecheap. I'm going to click copy to clipboard there, paste it in, and copy the second one, paste it in, and then you need to make sure you click the little checkbox or check mark here to save those changes. Little pop-up message should occur up here. So it says may take up to 48 hours to take effect. Usually it's much faster than that. So what I'm going to do is just click done here, and a few more things. So we're over in Cloudflare. You always want to use HTTPS. HTTPS is the, what gives you the lock secure icon up here. So if I click in here, you'll see it's HTTPS, not HTTP. Anymore, a lot of the ad networks, they are going to require that your website has HTTPS. So we want to make sure that that is always on. And that's another benefit of using Cloudflare, is that they basically give you a free, what's called an SSL certificate. Normally, in order to get HTTPS on your site, you would have to pay for a SSL certificate, and it's usually pay for it at your host, web host. Some of the hosts they are now also giving free certificates out as well, but this is just a faster way to do it. This stuff you can leave alone and hit done, and now it's going to start getting set up inside of Cloudflare, and we can check this here in a minute. It says usually updates within 24 hours. It's literally usually like a couple minutes. So while that's taking effect, we're going to go over to Cloudways, which is going to be the web host, and set up an account. So my affiliate link, if I can remember it, HTTPS is Cloudways-WP, and this is the WordPress specific link that you're going to want to use. So it should take you to a page that looks like this: manage WordPress hosting. You don't really need to do anything on here. Just click get started for free, which is going to just take you straight to creating an account. And you can create an account. And I'm going to use my new one. And I would best describe myself as, just say blogger. My monthly hosting spending, we'll just say 0 to 50 because it shouldn't be more than that. They do ask if you have a promo code. The promo code should automatically be built into my affiliate link. If you use that, you can always just do, if not, you can kind of double check it. The code is Dustin Host, so DUSTON HOST, and you should see a check mark there. That just kind of confirms that you'll get those first 2 months at 20% off. Alright, and let's see, agree to terms of service. Good, start free. Okay, so now we're in. We're going to just close this real quick. One thing I want to mention in here, though, like it says, you're in a trial. And the trial, I believe, is only like 3 days. So what happens is if you don't enter your payment information before those 3 days are up, they'll email you a couple times to remind you. But if you don't do it before those 3 days are up, they'll basically cancel your account and your server will be terminated in like 7 days. And that's actually happened to a couple people in a previous training before. They didn't realize, because I didn't tell them in the video. I caught it later on and had to make a note below the video. But for some reason they don't ever ask you to put your payment info in unless you're like, constantly checking your email. So, this is what they're basically saying up here is, you want to check your email and get all that stuff confirmed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so I don't forget to do that. And this is for anytime if you're using Namecheap for email, it's just go to privateemail.com and it'll redirect to this login page here. I don't want to do a tour. So Cloudflare wants me to verify my email. We'll go ahead and do that while I'm here. All right. And we'll delete that. And you can see my domain has already been added to Cloudflare. So it, is very, very quick. Get rid of that. Welcome to Cloudflare. Don't need that. So here's the Cloudways email. So I'm going to activate. And get rid of that. I'll leave my email open for now. This is the same page, so I'll just close it. Okay. So again, I'm going to need to enter my payment info, which if you go to the account page, you should be able to do that in credit card. So, like it says, you only be charged $1, like, well, you're before you're charged for the month or whatever. So you want to add a credit card in there so that so that your server doesn't go away during the 3 days. So I'll make sure I do that later on. I'm not gonna obviously do that on the screen anyways. But now we can go. Let's see. Well, the first thing you need to do is create an actual server. So click launch. And what it's going to ask is, what type of application are you going to create? We're going to create a WordPress site. The only other option is a PHP app, which is really what I use for like HTML landing pages. We're just doing WordPress, so just leave it as the default there. Then you need to name your app. So my app is going to be Gadget Confidential. You can name your server. What I recommend for your server is just naming it WordPress server, because you really only need one server for multiple. You can put multiple sites on the same server because these are cloud hosted servers. They scale infinitely. However, if you end up having multiple blogs and other niches or whatever, you can put them all on the same server. So don't don't create a new server for each website, because you'll get charged. This $22 is a flat fee per server on your account. So every month you're always going to get charged $22 per server on your account, and then the rest is if you go over and above what you're using, or your bandwidth or traffic is just, insane, then you'll get charged a little bit more money. But that's a kind of a tip. So you don't need more than really 2 servers. If you got HTML sites, you create a server for the, like it shows here, the custom PHP app. If you got any kind of HTML pages you want to host and different domains or whatever. All your WordPress sites you can put on one server, unless you just got more than 10. I'd probably only put 10 on a server, and just because of storage, because the servers you get charged based on size. So if I change this, to like way up here, it's gonna be $1,000 a month. But you only need the default there was 2 gigs. So project is going to be the same as the app name, so I'm just going to copy that and paste it. And the server you use, it really doesn't matter. I prefer Vultr just because I was using Vultr before I even started at Cloudways. You can actually just go to vultr.com and create your own server yourself, but you got to basically know how to code and shell and all kinds of stuff. So this Cloudways makes it super easy. It's what managed means in the name. The location honestly doesn't matter. If you want to pick one where, since we're doing paid advertising, you do want to make sure that it's in the country you plan on advertising in, at least. Other than that, there aren't many of them, but there are a few on a couple different continents. So, all right, now we can just click launch now, and it's going to take 5-10 minutes. I think they usually say like 13 minutes for some reason, but so we'll let that get created, and trying to think if there's anything else I can do while it's being created. Click recheck here at Cloudflare and hit refresh. Since I did get the email, I already know it is, so it's set up. So I'm not going to leave that as is, because all we need to do now is wait for this server to be created. So I'm going to pause the video, and as soon as this server is done being created, I will resume. Okay, my Cloudways server is created, so now I can go in and connect Cloudflare to Cloudways. First thing I'm going to do is go into the application, and I can do that either from going up here, or I can just click right here on my server, and it'll show all the applications in my server. So you can see WordPress has already been installed, but we need to tell Cloudways here what domain we're going to use. So we need to click domain management, and you can enter your domain right here. Make sure that you enter it exactly as it's going to be inside of Cloudflare. So if you're going to use the www subdomain, you need to enter that here. I'm not going to use the www subdomain, so I'm just going to enter my straight domain name here. And click Save Changes. We'll wait while that updates here. It'll take a few more seconds. All right, now we'll go back to Access Details, and you can see now that my WordPress info has changed to show my domain name there. So next thing I need to do is actually connect my domain from inside of Cloudflare over to Cloudways, and I need to do that by getting the IP address of my server. So I'm going to click that, and you can see it copied it to my clipboard. Go back to Cloudflare, and you're going to go to DNS, and you're going to change the this A record right here that is currently pointing to a Namecheap server. I'm going to change that. I'm going to highlight it all and paste in the IP address from Cloudways, and just click outside of that box, and now that's been updated. So now if I go to gadgetconfidential.com, it should point to this Cloudways server. If you aren't using the www subdomain for your main, where your WordPress server is installed, then you're just going to want to point this straight to this server. So best way to do it, just copy your domain name from here and paste it in there. So now, in case somebody just types in www.gadgetconfidential.com, it'll just forward it straight over here and go to the correct server. Everything else you can leave alone. Just making sure there's nothing else we need to do in there. No, we're good there. All right. So now, sometimes that does take a little while for that change to happen. When I added the IP address in Cloudflare, most of the time it happens within seconds. So way you can test it is just click this little box with an arrow, and it'll launch my WordPress admin panel and take me to the login page, hopefully on my domain. Cool. So you can see I'm at my domain. WordPress has already been installed. All I got to do is enter my login info, which Cloudways is already created for me, so I got my email address here, and I'll copy my password because I know my email address, and I can just type my email address in. And click login, and I'm not going to save that right now yet. Cool. So now we are logged in. Last thing I want to mention in Cloudways, you are going to want to set up SMTP, the SMTP add-on for your WordPress server. And what that does is it allows your WordPress site to send you emails, and you'll get emails like if somebody leaves a comment on your site, you'll get an email with that comment, and any kind of other plugins you have that might possibly email you, like a contact page or form. Those emails won't get sent unless you include the add-on for your WordPress server. So the way you do that is click this little box up here and click add-ons, and you're going to use Elastic Email. So click the little pencil icon and just choose the 1,000 email option. So it's only going to cost you 10 cents a month to send 1,000 emails. You should get nowhere near that. So like what it's saying here is I have to upgrade my account because you can't do add-ons during my trial. So I need to go in and actually enter my my payment info. So I'm gonna click this right here, this link, and do that right now. Click authorize credit card, and I'm just going to enter this in. I'm going to pause the video and enter this in, and then resume the video right after I've entered it. Okay, so you can see I successfully upgraded my account. I'm just going to close that, and now I can go back and add go to the add-ons. Go to Elastic Email, click the icon here, and do 1,000, and just hit subscribe. And I was gonna say I think it takes a few minutes, but maybe not. So one last thing you have to do before you'll be able to do this. So now this add-on has been enabled, basically been enabled for my entire account. So no matter how many, I don't have to do this. I don't need to go back in here and do this for any other servers I create. You do need to go to each server and enable it on each server. So I'm just going to click my WordPress server, and I'm going to go down to SMTP, and I'm going to select Elastic Email, which is the one I just enabled. I'm enabled on that server. Cool. So now it's been enabled. And now we are done in Cloudflare. I shouldn't need my email for anything else. And I'm done in Cloudways now. So now I'm over to my WordPress site. Only thing we're gonna do to finish up this lesson today is install the theme and nothing else. I'm not gonna touch anything else. I'm gonna do the rest of this. Actually on day 6 we're going to come back and set up basically the skeleton of the site, and we will go in and change all of this around on day 6. So today all I'm going to do is add the theme. So I'm going to go to Appearance, Themes. I'm going to click Add New, and I'm going to go to Upload. And I need to, so there's 2 themes you're going to need to install, doing it the way I'm doing it. The Genesis framework, and then the child theme. And the child theme, but what the child theme basically does is just control the layout and the look and feel of the site itself. So I don't remember actually where I have it stored, but actually I do have it from my other training. Oh, actually it's not in there, sorry. There we go. So Genesis, this is the Genesis framework. This is an older version, so as soon as you upload it, you're going to have to update. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to hit install and activate. So it's going to give you a message saying, please activate a Genesis child theme, because they don't want you just using the main Genesis theme, because it doesn't really control any layout or anything. So now I need to add the child theme. And you can see it's telling me to update Genesis, which you definitely want to do. But I'm gonna upload this theme, the child theme first, which is not going to be Authority Pro. Sorry, I forgot. I need to actually go and download the Studio Press, the Revolution theme that I want to use. So I'm going to pause this video again. Sorry about that. I should have forgot that I actually needed to log into a totally different account to be able to do that. So I'm going to pause the video real quick, download the Revolution Pro theme, which you're already going to have both of the Genesis theme and the Revolution Pro right below this video. You can download them yourself. I'm going to have to actually go. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go into log in my other account so I could download the Revolution Pro child theme. Alright, I'm going to go to my downloads here, and there's the child theme. Again, these are both this one and the Genesis framework theme, the main Genesis framework themes they're below this video. You install the Genesis one first, then you go back in and do the same thing, and you install the child theme. I'm going to activate the child theme. And now, anytime you have updates in WordPress, you definitely want to update this stuff. That's how hackers get in and manipulate or do things to your site. So you'll see updates up here anytime you have them. You can just click this little button here, and so you can see the Genesis theme needs updated, and then the 2020 theme that comes default with WordPress needs updated, which I'm actually just going to delete that here in a second. Okay, so those are both updated. I'll go back to my themes, and I'm just going to delete everything but the two that I just installed, because we just don't need them. And if you leave them on your server, you're just giving hackers places that they could potentially get in and take your site down. You just don't, I just don't like having wasted stuff. I don't want things sitting on my site that I don't need. So cool. So that is it for today, guys. Once you've got your domain name pointed to Cloudflare, you got your WordPress server created, and then your domain inside Cloudflare pointed to Cloudways, where your WordPress server is, and you got the main Genesis theme uploaded and activated, and then the Genesis child theme uploaded and activated. You're done for the day. So get those things done. If you have any questions on anything I covered and on anything today, either leave a comment below the video or shoot me an email directly, and I will see you tomorrow.